Welcome back to another INTJ University video. Do you feel you need to hear a good inspirational story of how successful people achieve their dreams? Then you've clicked on the right video. Today, we're discovering some amazing facts about famous INTJs, which will hopefully kick you into start working hard for your goals. We're revealing to you who they are, what they are doing, and how they made the best of their INTJ characteristics and use them to their advantage to succeed. Always remember to subscribe and like our videos for more INTJ quality content. Now, let's get right into the action. Number 1. Elon Musk. Did you know that the richest man alive is an INTJ? This should come as no surprise since INTJs are one of the most career and goal-oriented personality types. Elon Musk was born in Pretoria, South Africa, and was described as a quiet, introverted child who liked to spend his time differently than other children. While they were out playing hide-and-seek, Elon developed an interest in video games and computer programming. Like a true INTJ, Elon was more focused on logical thoughtfulness and analytical activities. But this creativity helped him to create his own video game at the age of 12. It was called Blaster and managed to sell for $500 to a local magazine. We admit that's quite impressive for that age. And you could probably guess what the video game was about. Correct, space. Almost 30 years later, Elon helped found SpaceX, hoping to revolutionize the aerospace industry and make affordable spaceflight a reality. Like most INTJs, Elon is preoccupied with the health and safety of mankind. Most of his companies like Tesla, Neuralink, and SpaceX want to create a better and more sustainable lifestyle. This can be summed up in just one of his most famous quotes: "My career has been focused on finding practical, effective solutions to real-world problems." Fun fact, hey, did you know that Nikola Tesla, one of the most remarkable scientists of the 20th century and major inspiration for Elon, was also an INTJ? Coincidence or not? Looking at the next person on the list, you'll notice that business isn't all that INTJs are good at. Let's continue the video with the famous number 2, Friedrich Nietzsche. Switching from innovative entrepreneurs to complex existential philosophers, we can't miss Friedrich Nietzsche as one of the most famous INTJ's people. Passionate and curious about the meaning of life, ambitious to ask questions about our existence, and intrigued to learn more about humankind, Nietzsche knew there was an entire philosophy behind the human condition. Imagine talking with someone about these subjects in the 1850s. He was considered unique for that time. Many will argue that Nietzsche created an entire philosophy based on his personality, which is very likely for an INTJ. You can't help it if their vision is different from others. Nietzsche liked solitude. He appreciated loneliness and peace and was very content about it. He spent most of his time alone. His humor was dark and sarcastic and was skilled in many areas such as poetry, music, and philosophy. For many, he's a symbol of rebellion. Like other INTJs, he didn't like conforming to society's rules and morals. He talks about the abandonment of Christian traditions and beliefs and encourages people to a journey of self-discovering using non-conformist ways in his book, Übermensch. His values have always been individualism and personal growth, and despite his obvious despite to Christianity, he intended for a free and happy world. From a unique perspective, his writings are about finding joy in life, learning to embrace it, and not limiting yourself according to the traditional sets of rules and religion. What's your take on Friedrich Nietzsche? Let us know in the comments below. Number 3. Christopher Nolan. Can you believe Christopher Nolan is an INTJ? If you know already a few facts about him and have seen some of his movies, this should come as no surprise. If Nietzsche made philosophy out of his personal experience, Christopher Nolan makes movies inspired by his personality. He is a self-described introvert who always has a passion for movies. His favorite directors, including Stanley Kubrick, another famous INTJ director, and Ridley Scott, all of them are known for making the best movies of all time, addressing thought-provoking themes and ideas in their operas. It's a unique career path for an INTJ, but we're glad Christopher followed his dreams and brought his vision to life through his art of cinema. His filmography is certainly different from what you're used to seeing in Hollywood. Who thought a movie about Batman could be filled with so many philosophical and socio-economic issues? Most of his works are not about the characters, though. It's about sending a message and analyzing abstract concepts. His movies are like puzzles, literally. We're looking at you, Memento, where the viewer must use logic to put the pieces together and discover the meaning. As a director, he's been described by his co-stars to be very organized, professional, and meticulous. While writing a script, Nolan's characters are very blunt and direct, with no excessive dialogue and little emphasis on emotions. Want to hear another fun fact? It seems like Nikola Tesla is the common theme of this video. A fictionalized version of himself was portrayed by David Bowie in Nolan's 2006 movie, The Prestige. Number 4. Isaac Newton. We couldn't go further without mentioning Isaac Newton, perhaps one of the most famous and influential scientists of all time. Newton was an introvert, very rigid, cold, and distant from others. He focused on his main goal, which is science. Accounts detail how private he liked to keep his life and how he didn't like to open up emotionally to others. He was said to have repressed all his negative emotions, which ultimately severely affected his mental health. Newton never approached any problems with emotion, only with logic. No one underestimates his intelligence. He was extremely smart and introverted. He was fascinated by science and determined to understand how things work in the universe. Even as a child, he was interested in learning how his toys and other machines worked and what the science was behind them. Newton always knew life had a different meaning and tried to unlock it by experimenting with dozens of solutions. He had little patience, and sometimes he could be very direct and rude to others, and also didn't like rules and rebelled against normality. Number 5. Michelle Obama. As only 1% of the women in the world have an INTJ personality, it can be quite difficult to find one in the spotlight. However, political views aside, Michelle Obama is a perfect match for an INTJ. Other famous female INTJs include Julia Stiles, Jodie Foster, Ashley Olsen, and Jane Austen. It might surprise you, but how can the First Lady of the United States be an INTJ? Well, Michelle is a self-described introvert who just learned to be more open and sociable in public, as her job requires her to be. She has shown a lot of ambition, courage, and determination, and throughout her career has had to face a lot of difficulties, even in her personal life. Michelle has managed to go through all, and her perseverance was worth it. She has proven to be confident and analytical and is heavily focused on solving important issues such as poverty and gender equality. INTJs are very goal-oriented and determined and focused, and Michelle Obama has proven that many times throughout her career. She's always been an advocate for healthy lifestyle and correct nutrition and spoke about the dangers of childhood obesity. Did you know she's the first lady who planted the first White House vegetable garden since Eleanor Roosevelt? And while we don't personally know Michelle in real life, though we'd like to, this clip of her looking at her husband crying is such an INTJ thing to do. Just look at it. That's exactly how we feel when someone cries around us. And that wraps up our list of famous INTJs for today. Did we miss a special INTJ on the list? Maybe you? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.